What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. That being said, let's get right on into it, man. We had a nice little bye week. What's going on, Manny Shavers? We had a nice little bye week. We had the opportunity to be able to kind of, recharge, reset, looking forward to getting a few dudes back here and there. Everything looks to be on track, honestly, right now for Christian McCaffrey to actually play. Um, John Feliciano, it seems like he's headed back on the right, on the right path. With Christian says he could have went last week. We all know how Christian is. He thinks he can go at any time. Him and Kittle share the same sentiment when it comes to injuries. They're never injured. They just want to get on the field and play football because that's what they love to do. But Christian possibly could play this Sunday, which is a good thing for us. Definitely the offense has been missing him. It's not to say that we've been missing him in the run game because Jordan Mason has done a damn good motherfucking job while Christian McCaffrey has not been there. The only thing for me is I just do hope and pray that Kyle does not run him into the ground. Protect Christian from himself. I honestly would limit Christian to about 10 to 15 carries in the game, and I would split the rest between Garindo and Mason. That would just be the smart thing to do, just to slowly, what's going on, Jason, to slowly ramp him up to full speed and to full amounts of carries. But I would not just throw him in there and give him 20 to 30 carries in the first game back. I would temper his expectations as far as how much his usage is going to be. That way he understands we're not playing around. We're not doing anything crazy, man. We're here to win this game, and we're here to be able to make sure that you make it out of it healthy. Because with Achilles tendonitis in both legs, that means at any moment, unfortunately, if he plants wrong, if he moves wrong, anything like that, it could be bad news for us, man. It could be pop, boom, Christian, done for the year. The beauty of that is that, Kyle's usually pretty good with undrafted free agents, i.e. Jordan Mason. Garindo's looked fairly well at this present time. So we'll give him his credit. I know a lot of people come at me because of how I talked about Kyle and how he doesn't necessarily do well with running backs that he drafts. And everybody's like, well, look at Garindo. And my first thing is very simple. He only gave me a few games, okay? This ain't no full season. The man ain't ran for 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns and nothing like that. So while he has looked good, I will admit that, I'm still tempering my expectations. I am not the forever optimist that you will find in a lot of content creators. I am the person who looks at the reality of things, what has happened, and what could be, predicted to be the future. And I'm sorry, our last few running backs that we drafted have been hot fucking garbage, and everybody knows that. This is not a lie. These are facts. You don't believe me? Look them up and see for yourself. And Garindo has looked good. I hope that he does continue to play as well as he has. I love his home run speed. I say the only thing I don't like is how they're robbing him of his touchdowns. Garindo, bro, score. Score, man. Score. And the other thing, Kyle, stop being scared. Let him score. I don't give a fuck if we got the game fully intact. Score again. At this point, this second half of the season, what I want to see from Kyle is full-on, flat-out aggression. I need Kyle to be in his, B-Rabbit from 8 Mile moment. You know what I mean? I need you to be, tap into your inner Jack Harlow, your inner Machine Gun Kelly, whatever you want to call it, bro. Tap into it and get in there and make this shit happen, man. I'm tired of sitting here watching you not be aggressive. And when I say be aggressive, I mean, even when it looked like you got the game in hand, if you have that opportunity to score, you see somebody that's literally about to, ain't no sliding. Go in there and get that fucking touchdown. You know what I'm saying? We're hoping that Jake Moody could possibly be back this week as well. Big Play Dre is out there practicing now. Once again, I said John Feliciano is practicing now. Yetur Gross Matos is practicing now. Although with Gross Matos, I'm gonna temper my expectations with that too. Sorry, The team unfortunately seems to pick up injury-prone players, and they seem to love on them. And we just keep giving these motherfuckers chances, and it drives me absolutely insane. And people who get on the team and don't have no point of really even being here, and they spend more time on the sidelines than they do on the field, that shit don't make no sense to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to go and pick you up if you can't even be on the field. What the fuck is the point in that? At that point, let me cut you, give you an injury settlement, and move on. I want somebody who's actually gonna figure it out. What in the? I mean, look, that's how I like mine, Tommy. Okay, I love mine like that. I'm not mad at that. So, that's part of the key here. So this week, let's get to it, man. We playing the Bucs. The Bucs, unfortunately, they got some injuries, just like we do, and unfortunately for them, is hey y'all, I am so sorry about that. Literally in the middle of that, it literally just shut my black ass down. It was like, man, screw you, screw what you came for, man. We ain't worried about you. So wound up having to come on back. Man, talk about the worst moment to do shit like that. It is definitely not the best. Yeah, no, I didn't freeze, bro. My computer literally was like, "Hey, we ran into a problem. Time to restart. Fuck you." So yes. Just a couple of seconds. That's probably the weirdest shit that's ever happened. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what's going on. Let's see, Bucks injuries. Yeah, their injury report is really, really crazy right now. So let's see what their injury report is for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me out there? If anybody could hear me, give me a thumbs up or something like that. Let me know if you can't hear me or if there's something going on. All right. Let me just a split second here. Hold on. Excuse me. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Doo-doo. Let me just a brief moment, people. What the kind of shit? There we go. There we go. There we go. Sound like Dak right now. Here we go. We suck. Did y'all see that? He was on the fucking sideline, bro. It is crazy. He was on the sideline. Literally, he mouthed, "We suck." He said, "Well, he said we fucking suck." So I'm like, damn, bro. It's like that, you know. But it is what it is. When it comes to the Cowboys and, Dak Prescott, that's an unfortunate thing. You know what I'm saying? It happens, But as you can see, let's take a look at the Bucs injuries. No, I don't want y'all to be sending me shit. I don't give a fuck about the Bucs. Oof, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, you guys are gonna love this one. This is insane. So I'm gonna share the Bucs injury report. Okay, so as y'all can see, good goddamn. So you have Ben Bredson, guard, limited in practice. Evan Deckers, limited in practice. Mike Evans, hamstring. He didn't practice at all. Greg Gaines, calf, limited. William Golston, knee and ribs, limited. Bucky Irving, he's a running back, toe, limited. Baker Mayfield did not practice. Jalen McMillan did not practice. J.J. Russell, ribs, limited. Sterling Shepard, his hamstring limited. Like, Jesus, look at this injury list, man. This shit is, it definitely is. Yeah, the Bucs injuries definitely are us a couple weeks ago. Then you scroll down to us, and that's actually great because we could talk about both teams. So Chris Connolly, Kevin Gibbons, and Trent Williams all did not practice. Now Trent didn't practice on Wednesday. It's probably just just a vet day. Yeah, Gary, there's nothing wrong with him. He don't have no injuries. And then he had a full practice on Thursday. As far as Mooney Ward, we are sending prayers out to him and his family on the loss of his beautiful baby girl. The team has told him to take as much time away as he needs. I agree with that fully and wholeheartedly, man. You lose a child, that is a whole nother thing. I have not lost one. I pray to God I never lose any of them. And, I don't want to imagine what that feels like. I don't want to know what that feels like. That's definitely a very, very hard thing. But prayers up for Mooney and his family. We love you, Mooney. Take your time, figure things out with you and your fam. Get back to us when you can, man. We'll hold the fort down until you get back. And when you get back, we all know that your spot is still here, man. We, nothing but love to you. We appreciate you, Mooney. But, yeah, I'm so sorry about the loss, man. It's definitely, very, very heartbreaking, for the organization, for him as a man, as a father. And that's something that no father ever wants to do, especially with our girls, man. Dads, we love our daughters, man. Our daughters are everything to us, and they mean more than the world. And when we see them, when they smile, when they sucker us into buying shit we don't want to buy, when they, especially when they're the baby and, they want something and they get what they want just because they're the baby. It's all these things that go wrapped up into one, and just taking pride in being a dad and being a father to, young girls and being able to try to teach them and guide them in life. I'm just so sorry that he lost his baby girl, man. But Nick Bosa was limited in practice due to a hip injury. We got Feliciano, Yetur Gross-Matos, JJ. We got CMC, Jake Moody, Debo Samuel, Mitch Wisnowski, Renardo Green, Jordan Mason, D. Winters. He had a concussion, but he was full practice. Malik Mustafa. And then we've got Brandon Allen, but no one gives a fuck about Brandon Allen because it doesn't matter. So those are the injuries, I'm saying, so far. So everybody's pretty much doing what they need to do. We're not going to really stress that Chris Connolly isn't practicing. No one really gives two shits. The fact that Kevin Givens didn't practice is a little bit alarming because he is definitely a great run stuffer. And Givens has been doing his damn thing. So definitely very, very alarming about that. But anybody else being limited in practice is just because they're coming off of injuries. And then on top of that, you see the guys that had the full practice. Ronaldo had a full practice. D. Winters had full practice after the concussion. So we're good to go on our end, So it's definitely a little bit A little bit of shit going on between both teams, man. It's not a walk in the park. It's not the easiest thing, but you gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love it. What's going on, media? So when it's all said and done, those are the guys that definitely they need. And if Baker Mayfield isn't practicing, it does not bode well for them because I don't think they want to trot their backup out there in any way, shape, or form. So Baker's played all 9 games. Right now, he's a 71% completion percentage, over 2,300 yards. He's got 23 TDs and 9 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Baker doing his thing. I can't be mad at him. I didn't know Baker was balling like that. I know the Bucs was doing all right, but I didn't know Baker was throwing 23 TDs right now. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely pretty big for him when it comes down to it. And it's good for Baker Mayfield just in the sense of he's found a home. And it was frustrating because for so many years they thought he was a man in Cleveland, and he kind of bounced around a little bit. And when he landed with the Bucs, he just wound up taking that spot. It was supposed to be the quarterback out of Florida that was supposed to actually take that spot right after Brady left. But hey, Baker came in, showed him up, and was like, "Hey, this is my job. Bye." So that's basically how it is. Brock's played his 8 games. Brock right now is 2,100 yards, 10 TDs, 7 interceptions. The offense has not necessarily been as explosive as we would like it to be. But, we're doing what we can with what we got. Right now, we're sitting at 500. We are 4-4. And, what I'm saying, with Tampa Bay, I believe they are 4-5. Second place in the NFC South. The NFC South is a crapshoot, unfortunately, because you just never know who's going to win. Like that's the division of football that is consistently a toss-up. I know our division right now is just straight up locked. And what's crazy about it is the Cardinals are in first fucking place. It's actually driving me absolutely insane because I can't stand to see anybody in first place in the NFC West outside of us. It really hurts my heart, but it kind of is what it is on that one. So basically, when you go ahead and you look at, the Bucs, they're on a 3-game losing streak, 10-point loss to the Ravens, 31-26. So they lost by 5 points to the Falcons, lost by 6 points to the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Put up a valiant effort, but that Mahomes magic finds its fucking way somehow, unfortunately. But what I'm saying? We're looking to make it a 4-game losing streak for them and send them into purgatory. And, you know what I'm saying? We are an early game, so it is at 11 o'clock. And definitely going to be, one of the better games to watch when it comes down to it. So it'll be an early game. That's nice. We can get that out the way, and you still have the rest of the day to do whatever you want. So definitely going to be watching that one just to see exactly what the situation is when it comes down to it. Just hoping and praying that we can go out there, ball, and do some good things. So you got Bucky Irving, right? Like I showed you with the injury report. He hadn't been practicing. You still got Rashad White. And between those two, Bucky Irving's got 419 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's got 3 TDs. Rashad White, about 3.9 yards a carry. That's still good. He has one touchdown. Their next leading rusher is Baker Mayfield. So one thing we have to be mindful of with Mayfield, even though he did not practice, if he is going to play, he probably will practice tomorrow, and they'll most likely give him a very light practice, and then, of course, not doing anything Saturday. They're just going to go ahead and just prepare themselves for the game. So basically, you got to be careful with Baker, because he can get out there and boogie a little bit. He's no Lamar Jackson, but any quarterback that has remote capability of being mobile, we struggle against. We just do. These are facts, people. It's not to be disputed, but it kind of is what it is. So then you go ahead and go down to their receivers. I believe Chris Godwin is out for the season. So nothing to be concerned with about him. He did play 7 games. He had his 5 TDs. Their next guy is their tight end, Cade Otton. He's got 421 yards, 4 touchdowns. Mike Evans, always the man. You can't never sleep on Mike. 45 catches, 335 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mike Evans is a baller, man. He's pretty good. And then you got Rashad White. He's coming out as a receiver as well. He's got 31 catches on 34 targets, people, 252 yards and 3 TDs. It's actually not too bad. But then after that, there's just a nice little fall off. Then you got a host of guys who have like individual touchdowns, just random Sterling Shepard, Trey Palmer, Jalen McMillan, Sean Tucker, probably like the third or fourth string running back, and a guy named Ryan Miller. And the only reason that those dudes even wind up getting TDs most likely is just due to the fact that the injuries of the main guys, the injury of no Chris Godwin, and then every now and if Mike Evans isn't in or something like that, that would happen. Then you flip over to the defensive side of the ball. You've got their leading sack guy is big boy in the middle, man. That is a monster of a human, Vita Vea. We all know him. We all know who he is. We all know Vita ain't playing. And you don't want Vita getting nowhere near Brock. So you better hope that Pooney and Brindle and Banks are ready. Y'all got to be ready because there are always going to be key players that will need to be there and will need to be able to hold the fort down. And when it's Big Vita Vea, he going to take up two blockers because that big motherfucker, look, man, Vita eat up two blocks real easily. That dude is a whole nother animal, okay? It's a whole nother world when it comes down to Vita Vea. You don't want to play them games. That young man is a baller, okay? So Vita Vea is their leading sack guy. Then right behind him, you got Levante David with 3. You got Logan Hall, a defensive end, with 3. Then you've got a couple of guys. It's just stragglers here and there. Yaya Diaby, he's got 2. And Anthony Nelson, a linebacker, he's got 2 as well. So you got a couple of dudes out there making some things happen. Zion McCollum, 10 passes defense this year. And 2 interceptions to go with it. Not too bad. You got to be mindful of that, mindful of guys like that. Lots of these dudes have passes defense, so that means they're knocking the ball down at a very high rate. As a squad, they got 39 passes defense and 5 interceptions. For us, when it comes down to receiving right now, our leading receiver is George Kittle. He has caught 40 balls on 49 targets, 503 yards, and 6 TDs on the year. Of course, JJ had his 3 TDs and his 404 yards. Debo's up there, and now he's got 406 yards, but he's only got 1 touchdown. Nobody else has scored for us, so that's the other part. We lost Brandon Ayuk for the season. He's gone. ACL and MCL torn. And then Ricky Pearsall is starting to come along, but, we just got him into the game, and this was after the young man, unfortunately, was shot while he was out there in the Bay. Yeah, Vita Vea versus Dominic Pooney is definitely going to be one to watch because Pooney has been proving himself against a lot of the elite defensive tackles in the league. And the one thing that I can say is he's never not up for the challenge. This probably going to be his biggest challenge of the year. Vita Vea is a full-on animal, and you already know he is. Any offensive lineman in the league, you mention that name, their eyes get wide like, oh, shit, we got to play that motherfucker today. All right, well, you're going to have to gear up. You're going to tell you, you're going to need a little bit of extra for this. So right now, leading the team in sacks for us is Nick Bosa, 4.5. Leonard Floyd has 3. Malik Collins has 3. Sam Okuwanu has 3. Kevin Givens has his 3.5. And then, of course, you got your stragglers. Everybody else, a couple guys here with 1. We got 20 sacks in total as a team. Now, we have 40 passes defense, and we have 10 interceptions. So we definitely get there. We knock the ball down. We make things happen. They got 39 passes defense, but they got 5 interceptions, so we doubled up on them there. They got 25 sacks, and we currently have 20. So we're looking to get that sack number up, trying to eat up that offensive line and get in there and get to the quarterback, make some things happen. So basically, what you want to see in this game from an offensive standpoint is you want to see more evolution of Ricky Pearsall. You want to see him getting used more. You hope and pray that Juwan Jennings is at full go on Sunday. I don't believe outside of any type of setbacks, I do believe Juwan will go. He'll be used just like he normally is, probably sparingly. Expect the game to start most likely with Pearsall and Debo out there. I don't anticipate them starting Juwan. Only reason being is because he is coming off injury. But still expect to see Kittle out there. I definitely expect him to have CMC in the game. Everybody will be happy about that. You'll definitely want to look at it. And yeah, he did hold his own versus Chris Jones. You're all right on that, Jason. So you'll see how things work out, and that definitely is going to be the case. The other thing you'll want to see is you want to see Brock get more comfortable, and we got to get the receivers got to get separation, man, because he winds up holding the ball too long and winds up taking sacks, and then he has to do all that running around and scrambling. And I don't necessarily like that from my quarterback. I don't want my quarterback running around scrambling, doing all that shit. I want my quarterback to be able to be in the pocket, have enough time, deliver a ball, and make plays. That's what I want my quarterback doing. So I'd love to see Brock hang in the pocket a little bit more, along with what I'm saying, delivering some nice catchable footballs to your Ricky Pearsalls, your George Kittles, your Debo Samuels. You know what I'm saying? Hell, get Jacob Cowing involved. I don't want to see Ronnie Bell on the field again, Kyle. Come on now. Jacob Cowing is a dynamic dude. There's something in him. I know there's something in him, and he just needs the opportunity to be able to play. But Vita Vea versus Brindle, I don't. You talk about Brindle, you talk about getting put on your ass. Vita Vea will do so. He will knock you right over. That's a big boy. So that's why I said Pooney and Brindle got their work cut out for him. But even Aaron Banks as well. But basically, you want to see that from the offense. You want to see the usual suspects get there and make things happen. Yes, he does. Yeah. Sorensen actually does have the number 2 pass defense. That's what I said. We out there balling, man. We doing our thing. But we still got to make sure that we get the run, and we got to get off the field on third fucking down. That is one of the worst statistics for us. We just cannot get off that field on third down. We got to make sure we don't do that, so we don't allow people to make plays and be able to extend drives. We want to make sure that we're getting off the field on third down. When it comes to defense, we want to continue with our great pass defense, but we want to up our run defense. We want to make sure that nobody gets through any holes. Nobody's able to run all over us, and we just need the usual suspects to show up. In this game, I do believe that most likely, because you do not have Mooney, you most likely will see probably a rotation of guys, or you could hopefully just see Demo on the outside and Renardo on the other side. And maybe they throw a different guy in at the slot. I don't know how much that will or won't work just because they love to have Demo in the slot. But could see a Darrell Luter Jr. signing. You know what I'm saying? You could see a couple of other people. No word on Huff as of right now, and it's breaking my heart because I haven't heard anything, and I don't know when he's going to be back, and I really would love for him to be back on the field because that's my favorite player on the Niners. And then, that 23rd run defense, oh, good Lord. But those are the things that we need to do. Love what Malik Mustafa is doing. Love what Jair Brown is doing. Those dudes are definitely holding the fort down while Huff is gone. But I would love to see some more D Winters in the game. I just need him to take better angles when he tackles. We know you got that sideline-to-sideline speed, but we need you to make the plays that we need you to make. Want that defensive line to get after the quarterback, man. We just picked up some random dude from Houston. And, I know he's got a bunch of pressures and all that shit, but you guys know me. I don't give a flying fuck about pressures. I want to know if you're actually sacking the goddamn quarterback. Can you make it happen? Are you going to get to the quarterback, bring him down, and add sacks to this team and add value to this defensive line? I just can't continue to, when we make moves, unless it's something big, I don't report on it because I'm like, why? Why am I going to get the team? Why am I going to get everybody hyped about nobody? And that's the thing. A lot of people will report it, but, it just doesn't do anything for me. Like some of the moves that we make, when it comes to John Lynch, people will jump on it. They're like, oh man, look, we got so-and-so. It's like, and what has this dude done in the league? Why are we fawning and going crazy over somebody who has no stats to back up any other reason for people to be that damn happy that this guy is on the team? Like, I don't get happy because everybody joins the team. I'm not like other people. So once again, we did sign some random guy. I don't even remember his name, but if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, and this dude can help and bolster the defensive line, that works out too. But what we must do is we got to contain Baker, keep him in the pocket if he plays. Keep him in the pocket, and then we're just gonna have to worry about locking down Mike Evans and not sleeping on some of these other wide receivers that have had to step up in the absence of Chris Godwin, had to step up in the absence of Mike Evans if he truthfully does not actually play. So you want to be able to do that. If anything, this is probably that one game that Kyle breaks it. That I would love Kyle to break his rule and just tell Demo wherever. If Mike plays, wherever Mike go, you go. Period. If that motherfucker's going to the bathroom, you standing right outside the bathroom door, waiting for him to come the fuck out. Hope he washed his hands. You know what I'm saying? If Mike Evans is sitting on the sideline, you asking Mike what you having for dinner, how the kids, how the family, how's the wife. Like, I need him to be sticky and be right there on him, man. Don't let Mike Evans get away from you, because the minute you do, that's when he starts making plays. You got to be mindful of Cade Otton, which is going to be Fred Warner's responsibility most likely, because we don't have Big Play Dre in there. And you can't trust Devondre Campbell in coverage at all. That'd be a fucking nightmare. If anything, if you're going to put somebody else in coverage, you're going to put D. Williams on him. Because he at least has the speed and has the know-how to be able to knock a ball down, or at least to be able to keep up with the tight end. So if he does catch it, he can make a play on him immediately. But those are just some of the things that we need to see. I want our DBs to keep playing at a high level. I want our safeties to keep playing at a high level. I know that we won't have Mooney this week, but at the end of the day, let's make sure, even though that guy is not there, next man up, steps up, does the job. And hell, somebody can take this as an opportunity to make a name for themselves. To be honest with you, if I'm Ronaldo Green, I'm running to the DB's coach. Hey, coach, I know he's not here right now. We're praying for him. We love him, but I'd really love the opportunity to get out there and show you I can really do this. You know what I'm saying? I know Demo going to be over there. You got to have me out there. You need me. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we need to make sure that we do to be able to win this game. I do see us coming out on top when it comes to this one. It's no disrespect to the Bucs, but with all the injuries that they have and everything going on over there, we should be able to take full advantage of this. There should be no reason that we lose this game. We should be able to take advantage, win the game, and we should be able to blow them out. We should be able to make the Bucs look really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? We're in Tampa Bay, so that's cool. And then right after that, we go home to play the Seahawks. Then we got to go out to play the Packers and the Bills. So we got to go up to Wisconsin, and then we got to head over to Buffalo. Now, the only thing about that is, but I think Mustafa's going to be all right. I think just give him some treatment, probably give him a little bit of time. I think Mustafa will be fine, Tommy. I'm not worried about him. I did see that we signed Tayshaun Gibson to the practice squad. It's good to have Gib back. You know what I'm saying? I thought Gib retired, if I wasn't mistaken, but not going to be able to, not going to worry too much about that. So hopefully in this game, I just want Kyle to mix it up, confuse them, and not run CMC into the ground. It's very simple. That's all we need. Yep, early game, 11 o'clock. All we really need when it comes down to this is very simple on offense. Christian should touch the ball 10 to 15 times. No more than that. Don't overload him. Don't run him into the ground, because you can get him injured. That tendonitis may look like it's calmed down and everything's cool, but that does not mean that you run him into the ground, Kyle. Don't be a fucking dumbass. You have Jordan Mason. You have Isaac Guerrero. You have viable options outside of Christian. Don't act like you don't. Because the minute Christian touches the field, your dumbass seems to think nobody else fucking exists. And I know how much of a dynamic player he is. I know how teams have to prepare when they know that he's coming. All of these things are very, very well known by everybody and their mother. But that does not mean that you get a chance to fly off fucking rails and do stupid shit. So 10 to 15 carries for Christian. You know what I'm saying? Spread the ball around. Utilize Jacob Cowing. You have the opportunity to do so. I don't know why you don't put the kid on the field. Every time he touches the field, he does something dynamic. Give the kid the opportunity. Let him do what he's supposed to do. Um, utilize JJ. Make him that third down king that he always is. When you get into the red zone, I honestly would throw Debo in the slot and put JJ and Pearsall on the outside and let those two dudes get busy. You know what I'm saying? When the fade to the corner is easy. JJ will go up there and get it. You know he will. That man will sacrifice his body, puts his body on the line every single time. So there are things that you want to do that confuse the defense. Don't be so vanilla that they already know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect the defense, but at the same time, you still got to be able to exploit the shit. Make it happen. And don't fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to defense for us, once again, Mike Evans, Cade Otton, you know what I'm saying? Make sure we don't let any of these running backs get off. Make sure we don't sleep on any of these no-name wide receivers that they have. Just be careful. Continue to have great pass defense. Up your run defense game. And make sure that nobody gets through any of these holes that the wide nine normally presents, which easy way to exploit is to go right up the gut. But all of these things can be done, and they should be executed. We have no reason to lose this game, people. We have to send them on a 4-game winning streak. We need to start a 2-game winning streak and keep that shit going. You know what I'm saying? Because our next few games are very winnable. You can beat the Bucs. We can definitely beat the Seahawks. We did it already. We can beat, you know what I'm saying, we can beat the Packers. Buffalo, I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone only because there's another mobile quarterback, and Brock hasn't necessarily fared too well against the Bills. But then after that, we got the Bears. That's a dub. You know what I'm saying? After that, we got the Rams. Got to be careful. They got us the first go-round. Can't let that shit happen the second go-round. You know what I mean? And then pretty much to end the season, we have, after the Rams, we'll have the Dolphins. We should be able to take care of that. The Lions, that's going to be a tough game. Very tough game. And then we'll have the Cardinals to round out the season, which I'll be there at that game. So if anybody is going to that Cardinals game, definitely hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me. Y'all know me. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm here, Niner Gang Podcast. On X, I'm at SwiftD, SWIFTDEE. And on IG, 49er_Dion. So if you go into that game, definitely hit me up. You might be at the Lions game. Okay. That's cool. Be at home. It'd be a home game. You'd be done with school by then, media, so that's cool. Lions media. Fucking Tommy. But thank y'all so much for tuning in and hanging out with your boy, man. I just wanted to come in and offer some tidbits of information when it comes to this game. I'll be back. We're going to do some more stuff. We'll get some things going. Next season, I plan to explode this channel and put it to places that never has been. Tommy trolls everybody, man. That's just who the fuck Tommy is. But thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. He's gonna be God damn. Tommy, that's fucked up, man. Tommy said he'll be the school librarian. But hey, let's have a better second half of the season than we had on the first half. The main reason for that is we typically start slow. We usually do. Just this is something normal under Kyle. And we had one guy write us off from ESPN, basically said it's a wrap, nothing. You're not going to be able to do anything. The Detroit game is in Santa Clara, Tommy. So we'll be at home for that one. So we have to just make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize and at least try to sneak into the playoffs, because right now we are on the outside looking in. Our division is extremely, extremely close right now. So the nice thing about that is, nobody's running away with it. And all we got to really do is just pay close attention and be able to win some games, and we can flip-flop everything in the NFC West. Right now, we literally are all in the same spot. We're the Cardinals are 5-4. Us and the Rams are 4-4. Seattle's 4-5. So everybody is right there with each other. Nobody's that much better than the next team. So We have to just continue to win our games, and we have to finish out and win every division game we got left. So we can't lose to the Cardinals again. We can't lose to the Rams again. We've already beat the Seahawks. We just need to beat them that second time. And if we can finish out and win the rest of these games, we should be perfectly fine. I don't see a reason why we can't. I do believe that we can do this. I do believe our second half should be better. You know what I'm saying? We got, 9 games left? So we got 9 games. I figured we could at least pull off a 7-2 run, maybe even an 8-1. I don't think it's going to be as hard as people are making it out to be. I do believe that we have the opportunity to be able to do what we need to do. We don't have to worry so much. We just have to hone in on what we normally do, get back to playing 49er football. And as the season progresses, more and more dudes will become available. Feliciano is going to probably remain as that swing tackle. I'd love for him to possibly take over at center because we all know Jake Brendel is hot garbage. But I don't think they're going to make that kind of a change, not at that position on the line. It'd be different if Pooney wasn't playing so well, and then they said, okay, you know what, we got to go to Feliciano. They even asked, I think Kruger asked Feliciano if he felt that, you know, he could take Pooney's spot or he had the opportunity to start. No. You know, so it's an understanding of, hey, I'm going to be that Swiss Army knife that can play anywhere on the line, and I'm going to do everything that I can, you know, do to be able to help this team win. If somebody goes down, I still do believe that we should have got rid of Colton McKibb as a right tackle. I think Spencer Burford would be better at right tackle. I think it's just something that he would thrive in, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, you know, y'all already know what it is. Bang, bang, Niner gang. We stay faithful. We do not waver. And in any time during the season do we give up unless we know we're mathematically eliminated. Then at that point, you're probably going to see a lot of backups. Probably might see some Josh Dobbs, a little bit of Brandon Allen. Probably going to see a lot more Garindo, a lot more Jacob Cowing. But that's not the case because we will be able to go ahead. Like I said, I'm calling 7-2 or 8-1 over these last 9 games. We got to get out here and we got to fight. We've got to give everything that we can. We cannot allow anybody to be able to beat us. And if they do win, they got to win, you know, by 1 point. It's going to be a scrape and a scratch type win. They've got to fight hard to win. If you're looking at the rest of the season for the 49ers, as I stated, I do believe there's a lot of games that we can win. One of the L's I'll say we take most likely is going to be Buffalo. But I believe we can beat the Bucs. We can beat the Seahawks. We can beat the Packers. Probably take that one of those L's to Buffalo. Should beat the Bears. The Rams might give us a little bit of fits, but I think this is the game where we get right on them. We'll beat the Dolphins. We'll definitely we'll beat the Cardinals at the end of the season. The only other L may be to the Lions. So I say the Bills and the Lions are probably the 2 L's that we may take. I don't know. But if that's the case, then we're still, 7-2 over the last ones. We wind up, with a 9-7 record. And we, not 7-2 over the last one with a 9-7 record. We wind up with 11-6 record. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think we can pull it off. We do everything that we need to do. We focus up. We play 49er football, and we can just go with no hesitation. We don't allow anyone to stop us. You know what I'm saying? We focus in on every single key, make sure everybody's in their gaps, their reads, do the things that we need to do, take no more L's, give no more fucks, and go out there and just lay people out, man. At the end of the day, that's what we need the defense to do. I need the defense to come in here and punch people dead in the mouth, give them no hope, no reason to be able to come back from that sideline, no reason to want to come outside from that sideline. I don't want anybody on the Bucs sideline to feel like, yeah, let's get back in the game. We need their energy drained. We need them to be sad. We want, that stadium. We want Raymond James Stadium for them to be as quiet as a mouse. We want them leaving early. Fourth quarter here, yeah, we already getting our ass kicked. Let's get the fuck out of here and beat traffic. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. But exactly, play physical. Play physical. All gas, no brakes. Thank y'all for tuning in, hanging out with your boy. I wanted to, man. Get out there. Look, y'all Buccaneers, y'all can swashbuckle your way into anything. But let me tell you something. We 49ers. We mind for gold, motherfucker. We'll take that pickaxe, take it right upside your goddamn head. Don't forget, we got muskets too, bastard. We'll shoot you out just like y'all would shoot us. It's not a game. Thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody stay up, stay faithful, stay blessed. Have a good weekend. Have a good Friday tomorrow. Peace.